It certainly is a very big boating weekend this weekend here in Pattaya. Not only the boat show at Ocean Marina, but here at the centre of sailing, the Royal Varuna Yacht Club, all the small boats, some a little larger than others, are going out for a day's competition sailing because the Varuna Cup is in the offing, and that's a very important thing, of course, to these serious sailors. Some very young, some quite elderly, and all having a fantastic time out there on the water. A little choppy, but they thrive on all conditions, the keen sailors here at Royal Varuna in Pattaya. One young sailor of great promise is Bam, who is now sponsored by Kingdom Property. Bam, have you always been a sailor while you were growing up?
Yes, I started to sail Optimist when I was 8, and then I've changed to Laser 4.7, it's the smallest in Laser class when I was 12, and then I changed it to Laser Radial when I was 14.
And where were you doing all of this sailing? In the waters of Pattaya or at Varuna? Where were you?
I'm training in Sattahip, down south of Pattaya.
Yes.
Down there.
Well, that's the big naval base down there too, isn't it? So there must be lots of sailing of boats and ships of all sizes.
Yes.
Did your family have a connection with the Navy?
Yes, my father is Navy.
Oh, I see.
And his cousin too.
Oh, I see. Did your father teach you, first of all, how to sail?
Yes, he was Thai national sailor too, and he got Thai national championship when he was in Optimist.
Which is about the smallest, the first class, isn't it?
Yes.
The Optimists are beautiful little boats that bob around.
Yes.
And they're good for children to learn in.
Yeah.
Did you have brothers or sisters who are also learning to sail?
Yes, I have older brother. He sailed before, but not anymore.
Oh, I see.
And my cousin, he's sailing to Indies Ligada.
Well, there's a lot of sailing going on in the family, one way or another.
It's
starting
like
at
sailing
Saturday.
family.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Bam, I know you've been successful, but what are the best wins you've had, the moments that you're proudest of?
The moment that I'm proud, even though I didn't get any prize, but when it was in 2010, it was in Turkey. I started to sail Racer Radio for maybe 3 months or 4, and then I was 14 years old.
Oh.
It was Youth World Championship, and then I got 4th.
Oh, great.
When I was 14, so it was amazing. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're so young and you did really good."
Yes. What a great feeling, huh?
Yes.
And since you've been training and competing at Royal Varuna Yacht Club Pattaya, what has been your best success in the last year or two? Any wins or good results?
For last year and this year, I got champion in Thai National Championship here in Varuna Yacht Club 2 times.
Twice that's happened?
Yeah, twice.
Fantastic. So really good results like that make you want to keep sailing, I'm sure.
Yes.
And we want to see you keep sailing because you're so good at it. Thanks for spending a little time telling our viewers and listeners just what it's like to be a young sailor in Thailand with some very substantial support and some wonderful facilities here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, it's a 2-day event here at Royal Varuna. And it's been made largely possible by the support of Kingdom Property, who are doing some interesting things in the area. And I spoke to the CEO, Nigel Cornick, last evening at the end of the first day's racing. Nigel, it's always nice to be here in the grounds of the Royal Varuna Yacht Club in Pattaya, a landmark building, and you're building a similar landmark, aren't you? Just up the hill a little.
About 200 metres behind us, and all's going well.
Do you think that attracted you to the area, the fact that you've always supported what goes on here at Varuna?
Well, I think there's only two areas that I want to be developing. One is Prakamnak, and particularly around this Soy Kasetsin area, and then Wongamart. Those are the two prime areas, and we were lucky enough to get a site here, and hopefully we'll be pursuing something else in Wongamart very soon.
You do have a thing for yachting, though, don't you? Even though you don't personally go out on the water that much, I think, but you do like to support it as an activity.
Yeah, if you look back to 2003 when we first got involved in the Phuket King's Cup Regatta, from there we were main sponsors for 5 years, and it was a very enjoyable period, and we used it extensively for our internal marketing purposes. And as I said, it was an entry into the resort lifestyle, which I think basically we try to attach ourselves to. Golf, sailing, probably being the two main ones.
And you must be seeing evidence that does work out. You are getting bookings from the people that like to pursue those activities.
Yeah, look, we've got buyers that are members of Royal Varuna, and we've got long relationships with buyers that have been involved in sailing that support us. So you could say it's an indirect benefit. It isn't always about the money, though, frankly. We do believe that we've got a right to sort of try and help the areas in which we're developing. And we're sponsoring a young lady who's hopefully going to be participating in the Olympics for Thailand in the next couple of years. And as I said, we've always been looking at the youth sailing programs and how we can help to promote sailing within Thailand.
In these waters, of course, in the Gulf just off Pattaya, you were also, in other times, long associated with yacht racing out of Ocean Marina.
Correct.
And,
we used to sponsor the top of the Gulf.
You did indeed, but you're back there today, I see, too, this weekend, where there's yachting going on at both centres, Royal Varuna and Ocean Marina.
Yeah, and the boat show which is being held there is, again, an indication, I think, of how Pattaya is moving in the right direction. Hopefully when they open the new marina at Bali High, there'll be a further influx of commercial boats, and that again is I think very beneficial to refocus people on what Pattaya should be as opposed to what they think it is, and historically what they thought it was.
And what do you think it should be?
Well, at the end of the day, it's a global seaside destination which has to have a lot of components to make it attractive for a wide number of tourists. There'll be 8 million this year coming to Pattaya. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over 10 million. Not all of those 10 million share the same desires in terms of what they go on holiday for. So there's got to be a mixed bag, and it's got to be controlled. Pattaya is not going to become a total upmarket destination. Totally impossible for that to be the case with 8 million visitors. So I think you've got to have a balance between the commercial side of it and, as I said, the family side and the mass tourism market.
And it also goes on to demonstrate that you're supporting important and fun activities here in Pattaya, and I know you have faith in the area from what you've told us previously.
No, I think it's where we want to be, and we'll continue to do so.
Yeah. And I know you stick to that. Nice to hear it again.